Hi everybody, I'm Sam Billetdeaux here at Friends for Life 2018, and I've got another one of our wonderful presenters next to me. Could you introduce yourself and tell me about your connection to Type 1?
Absolutely. So my name is Chris. I am one of the strongest Type 1 diabetic and disabled powerlifters in the world. Currently I have one world record, 4 state records, and I work with people online, online nutritional consulting for people with chronic illnesses, and I travel the country speaking.
How long have you had Type 1?
I've had Type 1 for 9 years.
Okay. And how did you get involved with Children with Diabetes and Friends for Life Conference?
So once I was diagnosed with diabetes, I switched my entire career path. I was going to be a lawyer, and diabetes kind of made me decide I want to help other people in the health and fitness realm. So I started talking to people with diabetes, and I started getting invited to events, and I finally got invited to this event, and it changed my life. Literally the best event I've ever done in my life. Last year I did 32 events, and this is the event I waited all year for.
That's amazing. So what was it last year that was the standout out of all the events you did?
The connections. The connections with the kids. I have never had such a genuine, heartfelt connection with kids before. Usually I'm speaking to crowds or speaking to people or adults. The connection I had with just a handful of kids, let alone all of the kids that I met, it's a requirement. They literally threaten me for the rest of my life if I don't come. So I love it, honestly. I touched base with them in the entire year because of this event last year.
Wow.
So I can't thank them enough.
So what is the message that you share with the kids, and what do you hope they take away when they leave the room?
I struggled a lot with being bullied for being different, being born differently, and I got diabetes later in life, so I never really experienced that. But I see that these kids deal with this, you know? We all know we take insulin, we take carbs. That's the basis of diabetes management. But the hard part, the tedious part, is dealing with it on a day-to-day basis mentally. So I never want a kid to struggle and think they're limited like I did when I was growing up. So my main message is limitations are self-imposed, and I will never stop that message until every single kid understands that.
That's incredible. So you were diagnosed, you said, a little bit later in life, and now you're working with kids who are much younger who are dealing with Type 1. What is that connection like across the age gap there? You didn't grow up with it the same way they did, but you still share the language and you still have a message to share with them. What's that like?
One, I'm jealous. I'm super jealous because I never got to go to any camps, you know. So this is my involvement. This is my version of going to camp, going to these events, you know. Now I just happen to be giving value back. The concept is the same. We struggled with something we never asked for and something we can't control. My job is to help them understand what they can control. They can't control what happened to them, but they can control how they react to what happens to them. So this is a platform for me to help these kids no matter what. You know, if they can overcome the concept of focus on what you can control rather than what you can't, they'll live the best quality of life regardless of any condition. And that's my job and my purpose.
So we're very grateful for the message you share with the kids and the work you do with us. What do you take away from Friends for Life yourself?
It is so inspiring to me. People look to me for inspiration, but I get equal inspiration from the kids. Seeing a kid look at me or a parent look at me in despair or almost hopelessness, and after talking with them, seeing that light bulb come on, and knowing that they're going to go home and spend the rest of the year thinking better, behaving better, doing better. That, to me, the value I get from this event and from these people, from these families, and from these kids is priceless to me.
Great. Tell me a little more about yourself outside Friends for Life. You mentioned you're a record holder. You got some interesting accolades in your bio. I think I laughed out loud. You've got the most interesting bio at the Friends for Life conference. I suggest
awesome.
Everybody read
Awesome.
Chris's bio. Tell me a little more about your story.
So I'm very unconventional what I do. My whole family went to medical school or something like that and has a steady job. I've always been a little chaotic, you know, and I kind of like the chaos. So I speak professionally around the country and some international. I build programs online for people. I coach people. I do business consulting and marketing consulting. I work solely off Instagram, which is really weird when you tell people what you do, you know. And I write for different publications, especially Diabetes Daily and different diabetic publications. A lot of what I do is in the diabetes space because I know the life, you know. I also work with nonprofits. I do as much as I can to give back because I never had the support when I was struggling, you know. and I know what I went through. So when I find events like this that actually mean something, and I know the people who run it are genuine, I'll do whatever I can. I'll break my back to make sure that this succeeds.
Yeah, so Chris, where could people go to learn more about your story? You've got a lot to share, and it's very interesting. Where can we learn more?
Pretty much Chris Ruden anything. So chrisruden.com, instagram.com/Chris Ruden, or YouTube, Chris Ruden. I invite everyone to reach out to me because I talk to every single person who's willing to put in effort for me to help in some sort of way. Regardless of money, regardless of anything like that, I'm here to support people. So if they're willing to, they need to do it. You know, one thing I do want to mention, I do want to say to people, there's so many people who are on the fence about coming to events like this. You know, they want to get involved, but they're not sure. They're just, take the leap. You have to take the leap, because the second you do it, you're almost going to be upset that you didn't do it sooner. You know, when people come to events like this, then they start taking control of their condition. They start improving the quality of their life. The problem is people will read every book on the physiology behind the condition, but they don't understand the true difficulty in the condition is the mental, psychosocial part of it. And this event takes care of that. You know, it shows you you're not alone. It shows you that people do understand you. And that's the component that's missing, the mental aspect of the condition. You know, we always focus on the pharmaceutical side, but we need the support. I don't care how big you are, I don't care how many muscles you have, or how many followers you have, or how much money you have. You need the social support, and that's why this event is so important to families.
Well, you heard it here. Take the leap.
Absolutely.
Chris, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
I appreciate it, man.